Alita Battle Angel, which is based on the manga series Gun, which visually ravishing, if somewhat narratively challenged, set in a dystopian future. Is there any other kind? I think 2563. The Fall has ravaged the Earth. Christoph Waltz is Dr. Dyson. Because it's such an open goal, I'm going to leave 2 seconds for you to insert your own vacuum cleaner joke here. Scours Iron City for parts of androids and cyborgs. He finds the remains of a female cyborg, a head that appears to have an intacto and strangely human brain. He takes it home, gives the head a body and a name, Alita, a name which it transpires has special meaning. And it's evident that he needs her to fill a void in his life, but she appears to be combat ready with super sharp reflexes. One day she goes out with friends. They venture to an old battleship from the war which ravaged the Earth, and she gains access to it and gains access to a super advanced combat body which she wants, but Christoph Waltz, Dr. Dyson, is having none of it.
This body, it has the power I need. I feel a connection to it. I can't explain. This could be who I am.
You've been given a chance to start over with a clean slate. How many of us get that?
Why did an enemy warship respond to me? Because I knew that ship. I've been on others like it, haven't I? Haven't I?
Oh, whatever you were, it's not who you are now.
I'm a warrior, aren't I?
Rosa Salazar as Alita and Christoph Waltz as Dr. Dyson Ido. And as I said, just insert your own. So the rest of the movie basically concerns her becoming who it, sort of trying to re-access her memories, becoming who she truly is, the Battle Angel of the title. I mean, this is not a plot spoiler. The film is called Alita Battle Angel. And the ongoing struggle between those on the ground and those up in this great big sort of floating environment on the sky, which is kind of an Elysium dream. So the film deals with a load of ideas that we have seen dealt with elsewhere, both in graphic novels and in movies. And it's not to do with any one of these ripping off any of the others, because there is a whole kind of, meta system in which all these ideas have been growing and permeating. But, for example, Hunter-Warrior role is very similar to that of the Blade Runner role in the Blade Runner movies. The sport to which Alita aspires is clearly very closely related to Rollerball, which is something that takes its lead from a short story originally called Rollerball Murder. The combat warrior shares the same sort of neighborhood as something Ghost in the Shell or with trappings of Akira. There's a bit of RoboCop in there too, to do with the relationship between consciousness and the artificial body. As far as the character of Alita herself is concerned, we've talked before about this thing about the uncanny valley. Uncanny valley, which is that thing which it's not real, but it's not special effects, and it's kind of weird and uncanny. And in the past, filmmakers have talked about avoiding it because it's really bizarre if you look at something that's somewhere between real and unreal. Well, actually, Alita is very much created as somebody who seems to exist in uncanny valleys, motion capture performance, so live action with visual effects, huge eyes. Obviously taking the lead from the comic strip, but also to some extent weirdly looking like kind of Margaret Keane doing a version of a sort of of a future cyborg battle warrior. Supporting cast includes Jennifer Connelly, Mahershala Ali, Ed Skrein, and one of the things that's, it's a James Cameron project. Originally, James Cameron was thinking about it ages and ages ago. I think at one point he was going to helm it. He ends up getting a joint writing credit and production credit. And people have always said, well, James Cameron, is not best known for his writing. Although actually, if you look back at things like Terminator and Aliens, he did know how to write a script. He does also know how to do clunky dialogue and to a certain extent clunky exposition. And that is something which has become more and more apparent in his later years. So, like Jupiter Ascending, which is a film that I liked much more than some people, there are places in which the whole thing sort of just bibbles off and seems to get lost in and of itself. But I went in expecting it to be very, very hard work. And despite the fact that it felt quite long and it felt quite baggy, I thought because of the central performance being quite likeable and because of it having actually quite an arresting visual palette, it was better than I thought it was going to be.